Can you see Newfoundland from the northern tip of Cape Breton? That's the question being debated by residents of Atlantic Canada tonight. Started when a hiker snapped a photo from the northern tip of Cape Breton Island that appears to capture a portion of Newfoundland in the distant horizon. Sarah and Darius are here to help us answer this, I was going to say eternal question. It's the first time I've actually heard the question, but can you see Newfoundland from Cape Breton? Sarah, start the debate.
Yeah, well, it's a question that a lot of people in Atlantic Canada are asking, and this is because Wayne McKay took this picture. He was on the top of a Meat Cove mountain. If you look up close here, I just want to point out, this is not what we're talking about. This is actually St. Paul's Island, but it's this sort of hazy, I don't know how well you can see it, but there is something there in the horizon.
You can see something.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of people can see it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, including the photographer, who are saying, hey, that is the southwestern end of Newfoundland. So you're talking about Cape Roy or Port aux Basques area of Newfoundland. If you live in Atlantic Canada, you might have some strong feelings about this. Is this the same as Sarah Palin saying that she could see Russia from her backyard in Alaska? Some say yes, that is the correlation here, that it's nonsense. Only possible that could be Newfoundland if the world were flat. But others are saying, no, I also went to a high point in Cape Breton, and I was able to see parts of Newfoundland. In fact, one even saying that he could make little white dots that he believes were the houses in Cape Roy on Newfoundland. I don't know. That's some pretty good eyesight. So yeah, that's the back and forth.
Well, I love Sarah's reference to Sarah Palin. I also love the quizzical look on Darius's face as Sarah was talking about all of this. And so you are, among other things, our science specialist. So give us some special analysis of science to tell us, can we say definitively whether it's even possible?
We can, yes. And I want to thank our senior producer, Thorsten, for pitching this idea, because I got to do some grade 6 math, which I haven't done in a while. So that was fun. Let's take a look at the globe, and I'm going to zoom in to the area that we're talking about here, the northern parts of Nova Scotia, so Cape Breton Island, and then up here we have Cape Ray. And this is quite a distance to be able to see. If you want to look over the horizon and see Newfoundland from Cape Breton, you're going to be looking about 118 kilometers or so. So a long distance, not something that you could usually see. Normally, if you're down at sea level, the furthest you can see on the horizon is about 5 kilometers or so, if you're average height.
Curvature, right?
Exactly. Yeah. The darn curvature of the Earth. But that can change if you gain higher altitude. The higher you go up from the ground, the further you're going to be able to see. So if you just go 100 meters up from sea level, you can see 40 kilometers away from you. So very rapid rise there. Now, I'm going to show you the math for this very quickly. This looks a little bit complicated, so let's skip here. The higher up you are, the further you can see on the horizon. Now, is 277 kilometers the height of Meat Cove? Is that high enough for you to see across the horizon? 60 kilometers? Not quite. 60 kilometers is not 115 kilometers, but if we go factor in how high Cape Ray is, 400 meters is far enough.
Out of time.
Yes, it's possible.
Okay. Excellent. It is possible.